Mike, we're going way back, as we always do with these interviews, because I want to hear how you met Ime. You were very young.
Oh, yeah. No, I must have been 15, 14 years old. It was interesting. I was training, obviously, trying to be the best basketball player I could back then. Training with his best friend at the time. And the introduction just happened as Ime was deciding to create an AAU team. So I was the inaugural player to start the AAU team, and God, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
So you and assistant coach Garrett Jackson are both on Ime's AAU team and in that circuit. What was it like to learn from Ime when you were so young?
I mean, it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me, to be honest. To have a role model like that. He's the town hero playing for the NBA team, the local NBA team. It was pretty special. The theme of Ime has always been perseverance. Being a guy who started in the G League and got a 10-day, and then back to the G League, and gets hurt and works at FedEx, and back to the G League, and finally makes it. And when he makes it, his dad passes away, and he's still, he's just always gotten through all these tremendous hurdles in life. So he's always been an inspiration of mine.
When you and Garrett Jackson are in middle school, high school, did you ever see a future where you guys would both be on Ime Udoka's staff?
No, it's funny. We met when we were 13 years old. We played Pop Warner football together. And obviously his path took him to SC and mine UCLA, but no, being able to come full circle like this, I definitely didn't see it coming.
Any fun stories, nuggets, tidbits from that time where you and Garrett are under Ime on that AAU circuit?
Me and Garrett, it was funny. Ime, he always found a way to get the best out of guys, to create competition. I remember it was a time he, brought out a big stack of cash and said, hey, laid it down. The winning team gets this. And when I tell you, I've never played so hard in my life. And everyone did. It was fun. We were wrestling. It was a good time. But it was just one more way he taught us competitiveness.
That's awesome. You are one of the Portland natives on this staff, and you had success early as you were a state champion in high school. Take me through your playing career.
Yeah, no, I obviously played at Grant High School, Grant Generals, and from there, won a state championship, went to UCLA, ended up transferring to UNLV, and this is at a time where obviously transferring is a little more taboo than it is now, and I had a great time there as an All-American. And then finished my last season at University of Oregon, went after my graduate degree. And, from there, with the Boston Celtics and spent 7 years overseas. So.
After you finished playing overseas, how did you know that coaching was a good fit for you?
It was something that coaches kind of always told me throughout my playing career. And I think, more so than that, it's just always been a calling of mine. I really enjoy mentoring. I think it's always been really important to me to mentor young men and kind of bring up the next generation, similar to how Ime has.
Who were you inspired by as a coach? What inspired you to become a coach?
I think it was always having good coaches around. I was raised by a single mom, and she had seven siblings, so it was always chaotic, and I was always into sports. And all of my coaches, really throughout my whole childhood, were always, more than mentors, more than teachers. They're almost father figures, from Cabino Memory to Tony Broadus to Kanan Chapman. I just was lucky to be in a place where I had a ton of good coaches.
For those that don't know, what are kind of the day-to-day responsibilities for an assistant coach?
Yeah, well, for me personally, heavily involved in player development. Obviously, being a young team, that's very important for us and has been since we got here. Also scouting responsibilities for different teams, and really just continuing to kind of push our message along, Ime's message along, in certain roles in practice. Obviously, I have certain players that I tend to, Dylan Brooks and Tari Eason.
Tell me a little bit more about Dylan and Tari, because you are, their chosen coach. You're the one that they work with a lot. What's it like to work with both of them?
Oh man, I'm fortunate to be able to work with them. I learn a lot, probably more from them than they do from me. I tell you that. Dylan, they're very different. Dylan, he had a big reputation coming in here, to say the least, and he's been really good for us. But I think his biggest growth has been kind of his post defense and what he's done offensively for us, which has been pleasant surprise. And Tari, obviously, being a younger guy, he's learned a ton as we've got here and really got him into the fold. His energy changes our whole team. So when he's out there, good things tend to happen.
Okay, so when you find out that you're going to be Dylan's coach, what was your initial reaction?
Oh, I was excited. I've known Dylan a little bit, just us both being, former Oregon Ducks. So that's something we've had in common. I was excited. Somebody who's competitive, who's a leader, and who every day really strives to be a champion. The way he works, the way he is vocal and really tries to lead.
Ime has mentioned that last year was primarily about setting a foundation. What was it like to come here and build something from the ground up?
It was really exciting, to be honest, because it was literally from the ground up. It's a team that had been struggling for a few years now, and we were obviously coming from somewhere that was really established. So we had to kind of bring it all the way back to the basics, and it really helped us. Having such a young team, I think it made us better as coaches. Kind of going back to those ABC steps, and now obviously it's kind of paid off.
You all seem to have great chemistry. You work together so well. What's it like to be a part of this coaching staff? What is the vibe, as they say?
Oh, it's special. It's special. We don't hold any punches with each other. You know what I mean? Being such good friends, I think it makes it just a great atmosphere because we're also competitive. It makes us all try to be better than the next guy, and not in a kind of sleazy competitive way, but like a big brother, little brother challenge type of way.
That's awesome. You are one half of a power couple. Your wife, Tasha, former Olympic gymnast, she's been on several Rockets panels. She's really connected with female Rockets fans. How cool has that been?
Oh, it's been so cool. I mean, the things she's done, being an attorney and working with USA Gymnastics, and obviously her NIL deals that she's been putting together. I'm just really proud of her. I know it's really special to me, especially to see, my daughter, see her do things like that.
Your daughter, who's a little dipper, by the way.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Little Dippers.
Well, thank you, Coach Mike Moser, for your time. We appreciate it, and good luck this season.